Good evening, everyone. Animal is making noise in the studio, so I'll get rid of him. Yes, never coming back. Go live with Quinn. We don't want you anymore. Okay? All right. Where's her? Drop. All right, I'm going on the TV. Okay. Where's the microphone? Ladies and gentlemen, and all ports and all ships at sea, welcome to Late Night Baltimore, the show that brought you everything. Everything you ever wanted in a dream and more, we have brought you. We are the greatest. We're the greatest podcast in the history of podcasts. We're working on set improvements. We are brought to you by Drake's Fruit Pie. Cherry flavored. If you don't eat like Drake's Fruit Pie, you've got some problems. You better get yourself checked out. Okay. Now tonight's program is a special edition. Tonight, we bring you live the top 10 quarterbacks Fez approved in the history of the National Football League. We put them in alphabetical order because we felt we'd be foolish to put them in order because they played in such different eras. Like, I'm not sure Tom Brady could exist in when Terry Bradshaw played. And I give an example. Burt Jones, great quarterback. He would have made the list. Played for the Colts in the 70s. But he didn't play long enough. But Tom Brady had a similar injury, I believe, that ended Burt Jones' career. So it's not too much to assume Tom Brady might not have had a 55-year-long career if he had played in the 70s. When the quarterback could get the shit kicked out of him, nobody cared. All right, here's the list, and it's the best list. My apologies for eating on camera. But it's a Drake pie. So what do you expect? All right, let us begin. Please like and subscribe. Tell your friends and everybody watch this over and over again, because please help us get to the watch hours time. We really deserve it. And we appreciate everybody who loves this little program called Late Night Baltimore. And even though it's not late night, we definitely Baltimore. So deal with that. And now, without further ado, I don't know what to do this, so I can't continue to do it. Now the list. Oh, there's a list, all right. And here it is, in alphabetical order. So don't get your shorts in a bind if it isn't in the order that you want. Number one. Okay, first I'll say people who couldn't get on this list because they didn't play enough, but I would probably might put on is Y.A. Tittle, Sid Luckman, Joe Namath, Drew Brees, like maybe 11. I don't know. Bart Starr, maybe. Anyway, here's our list. Number one, Terry Bradshaw. He played in the rough 70s, and he won 4 Super Bowl rings. Well, yeah, 4, 6 years in a high quality teams were his competition back then in the 70s. But he could throw that ball just like they do today. He could throw those long passes. He could do a scramble here and there. He was tough, smart, called his own plays, and could throw the bomb. Not only did he win 4 Super Bowls, but he got some players, some of his receivers, like Lynn Swan, into the Hall of Fame for a couple of catches. All right. That's Terry Bradshaw. Now, Tom Brady, of course. Nothing need more be said. Nothing be more be said about Tom Brady, because that MF played. Third, John Elway. Played for the Broncos, and he had an incredible passing arm, and he could run. He was tough. Great quarterback. Number 4. NFL fans are funny. If you listen to NFL, like if you go listen to the version of the fan in Kansas City, they're all ragging on their quarterback, Mahomes, all of a sudden. Now, he hasn't had the greatest past couple of years. He won last year and lost it this year, but he's one of the greats of all time. Truly, he does stuff. Sometimes you don't know if he's from this planet. He's all crazy. All right, so let's go. It's Bradshaw, Brady, Elway, Mahomes. The next one, this guy was great. This guy studied more film than Truffaut. Could read defenses, of course. Excellent arm. Strong. Not a great runner, but he didn't have to be. Peyton Manning, the legendary Peyton Manning. You can't leave. Okay, we continue. This guy, he had a passing. He could pass. He had a passing ability like nobody else. He was way ahead of his time as far as style of play. Big, strong, very fast on his feet, scramble out of situations, and passing like no one else. And he had the quickest release time of any quarterback ever. And actually, even though his stats were like out of this world, especially for the era, they were like bizarre. Actually, you remember that his receivers dropped a lot of passes down there in Miami. I am, of course, talking about the great number 13, Dan Marino. Incredible quarterback. Strong armed, read defenses, quickest release of all time. Truly one of the greats. Okay, this one people might not agree, but it's just because he might not be familiar with his work, and for some reason he got hosed by the NFL and didn't get into the Hall of Fame until he passed. But this guy, he was nicknamed the Snake, and no one less than John Madden, who said that if he could have any quarterback ever in the last 2 minutes of a game being behind, it would be Kenny the Snake Stabler. Ken Stabler, that's right. I believe he was left-handed. Fresno. Was Ken Stabler left-handed? No answer. I could be wrong on that. I don't know why I think that, but okay. Next, Staubach. Roger Staubach. Running, scrambling, throwing. Played for the Cowboys 70s and 80s. Incredible. Go back and watch some of these highlights if you're unfamiliar with some of these guys' work. Next, from Baltimore, the one and only, perhaps could be on a list of his own, the man, the myth, and the legend. He's a gentleman. He was a great quarterback, and he was the greatest man who ever lived. His name, Johnny Unitas. And if he was still alive, he may be the one person that could unite us. He is Baltimore, of course. So he may have a bias. But maybe it's just that this MF flat out could read defenses, caught all his own plays, had an incredible arm. One day, he threw the ball and started to walk off the field. The ball was caught for a touchdown. Somebody asked him, "Why were you already walking off the field before the ball even came down?" He said, "My job is to throw the football. It's the receiver's job to catch it." And that's correct, JC. And that is why, look at him too on film. He brought the NFL into its fame. He was the greatest of all, Johnny Unitas. And if you don't believe me, then you better change your mind and believe me. Okay. Last, but certainly not least, maybe least, but not last, but last. The one and only Steve Young. Powerful quarterback, running quarterback. Great quarterback, left-handed, I believe, as well. And you see, he didn't hide the fact that he was trying to become the starter. Once the 49ers had Montana and Young on their roster, and they had to make a decision. At the time, they went with Steve Young because he was younger. And Joe Montana, who was starting to become injury prone at that point in his career, was traded to Kansas City and did pretty well for a little while, but too fragile at that point in his career. All right, comment below if you want to question any of these choices. And if you do question any of these choices, you're flat out wrong. Okay? All right, that's the show for today. Please like and subscribe to Late Night Baltimore. And always remember, never forget, MAGA sucks. Okay? Okay. Good choice. Okay. Well done. All right. Good night to all.